Welcome back to ESPN Saturday Night Football, presented by Windows. So we're back in Purdue. First-year coach Darrell Hazell and the Boilermakers lead Notre Dame 7-0. Darrell Hazell, of course, lost his opener to Cincinnati, was feeling very depressed when he got on the bus. His phone beeped that he had a text message. He looked down and it was Drew Brees, the quarterback of New Orleans, said, "Coach, we lost our first game, bounced back and beat Notre Dame under Joe Tiller. Just keep your head up." And he said it picked up his spirits a lot to hear from Drew Brees. At that moment, incomplete for the Irish. Daniels drops one, and Herbie, we take a look at our Pacific Life game summary. Not good for Notre Dame right now.
Offensively, Notre Dame just cannot get things going, whether it's through the air or on the ground right now. Just picking up limited yards. Purdue playing inspired, playing with a lot of emotion. Notre Dame's in town. You know they're going to be playing downhill. Tommy Rees's going to have to get things going through the air eventually to set up the running game, because right now they're losing the battle at the line of scrimmage.
It's 3rd down and 8. They send 4 receivers out. Line holds, incomplete. Intended for Nicholas. And coverage was coming hard. Taylor Richards, one of the safeties, was there, number 4 among others. And Herbie, you got to be impressed with the Boilermakers defense here so far.
Yeah, I mean, we knew that their front 4 was their strength, but right now they're getting pressure with just 4, and that's the pass that Nicholas at 6'6", 270 pounds like to have a chance to be able to hold on to there.
They were coming a little bit after Kyle Brinza, and the protection held up, and Knopfel just let that ball roll dead about the 39-yard line. Ball goes back. Coach Kelly frustrated. Why they're known as the Spoilermakers. Purdue has defeated the number 1 ranked team 7 times, 3rd most in FBS history. They defeated the number 1 ranked Notre Dame team 4 times, most by any opponent. They defeated a ranked Notre Dame team 8 times when the Boilermakers were unranked. Last time, 1997. There's Joe Tiller, first year as head coach. He's out there in Wyoming. He's probably enjoying it tonight. He got a frosty one.
Well, he got done fishing. He came back in. Got a little fire.
Loved coming in here. Had some great games in this stadium when he was coaching Drew Brees and the fellas. Hakeem Hunt, your running back, and here he comes behind the left side of that offensive line. You know, I want to give a shout out to the Akron Zips and Coach Terry Bowden. Now, they lost to Michigan 28-24. They were like a 35-point underdog. You mentioned that particular game. A great effort. They came up a little short.
Yeah.
They had the ball in the end zone at the end of the game.
Amazing.
Incomplete.
Yeah.
But you said both these teams may be a little flat after last week.
I'm kind of sensing the same kind of energy from Notre Dame that I think Michigan played with today, where, let's face it, I don't think Michigan really respected Akron. And right now, the way Notre Dame's not playing with much of emotion, kind of feels the same way.
Tried to drop off the screen. It'll be incomplete and 3rd down. There was good pressure that time from Jalen Smith, the freshman. Terrific upside. We spoke about that last week.
Yeah, just a terrific athlete, 6'2", 230 pounds. His brother Rod Smith, the running back at Ohio State. And they say he will be a future superstar. And a big part of this defense just trying to take steps in the right direction. Bob Diaco emphasizing to you and I and our crew all week that, you know, we're still work in progress. We're still trying to find the right pieces to make this defense what it was last year. We're not anywhere close to what we were a year ago.
3rd down and 7. Henry is flushed out of the pocket. Going to throw back to the middle and complete for a 1st down to the 41-yard line. B.J. Knopf.
Well, just really, really impressed with the way Rob Henry is just taking what the defense gives him. He's listening to the coaches, keeping the play alive. His background is kind of a dual threat athletic guy. Takes a little bit of a risk throwing it back into the teeth of the defense, but Knopf comes back to the football on 3rd down and gives the Boilermakers a 1st down.
Herbie, they're 4 of 6 on 3rd down in this game. That was for 16 yards. Now it is 1st down and 10. The Boilermakers empty out the backfield, and the Irish showing all kinds of pressure, and there's a penalty flag.
The tight end, Justin Sims, could not sit still. He got a little bit excited
84
there.
Offense. It's a 5-yard penalty. still first down.
And he, of course, has got to have a lot of playing time, Irby, with Gabe Holmes having injured his wrist in practice this week. And Holmes had been the Boilermakers' leading receiver.
Did you see the quick adjustment by Notre Dame? As soon as Purdue motioned out, they had an empty backfield. It was just built in, something they worked on all week. Right away, they went to pressure. The back motion's out right away. Boom. Quick call there by Jared Grace, the linebacker. They're going to try to outnumber him and try to get to Rob Henry there before he can throw the football.
The handoff to Hunt. Nothing much doing. And let's check in down below now with Heather Cox. Heather?
Well, with the success that Rob Henry is having tonight, it's hard to believe that 2 weeks ago he'd never thrown a college pass from under center. It only played out of the shotgun. And he admitted to me he's been overwhelmed at times with this offense. In fact, he's wearing a wristband. You see, it's for the first time. He told me it's got over 100 plays on it. And he said as the plays are coming in, he's thinking way too much about it, saying it's not natural. I can't play fast if I'm overthinking it. Tonight, he looks much more relaxed than he did the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, Heather, he was peaking at that 2nd and 17. Here's the drop off now to that tight end since Shimbo making the play. And here is Rob Henry. Again, we said he's Ocala, Florida. This is his 5th year. I asked him what his favorite class was this fall. Golf.
Spoken like a 5th-year senior.
That's right. That's my kind of
football
5th-year
season.
senior.
Where's that golf class?
He's a nice young man. He was very depressed after that performance against Cincinnati, but as you know, Bearcats at that time, their quarterback was healthy and pretty good little football team. Henry is straight back now. Drops it off to Hakeem. Going to try to slash the corner. Got the first down. And that was Russell, the corner, nudging him out of bounds.
Well, that is 3rd down and long. And look at the big bodies, guys. Look at the big bodies trying to chase down Hakeem Hunt. I mean, you've got Williams, who's 6'5", 260 pounds. You've got Jared Grace at 253 pounds. Those big guys are not going to be able to catch up to Hakeem Hunt in space. High percentage throw. If it doesn't work out, you've got the great punter to try to pin him back inside the 10-yard line. Another good call here by John Shoup.
1st down and 10. Going to throw off the end around. They practice it all week. Incomplete. It looked better in practice, Irving.
Oh, well, at least they called it, and this is the kind of game you want to see Marshall have a chance to be able to take a shot downfield. You know, he's right there. He gets pressure there at the end, and you know what? At least nobody intercepted it. It came close, but he threw it far enough away from the defender where Farley really didn't have much of a chance to intercept that ball. But they're emptying the bag right now. They're taking their shots when they need to in Purdue or in Notre Dame territory and on 1st and 10.
Well, after that shaky field goal effort, they're probably thinking, we got to try to get 6 now and not 3. Here comes Hunt. Trying to get the edge, and he won't get much out of that. Forced out of bounds. And here comes that 3rd down. Purdue 5 of 7. And looks like one of the fellas lost his helmet over that. Kitchens I have to come out, for a play.
On 3rd down, mind you.
Yeah, so J.J. Prince, another redshirt freshman. He's out of Southlake, Texas. He'll check into that tackle spot.
You know those quick passes they've been calling, especially on 3rd down? You might want to look for those quick passes here because Stephen Tuitt's lined up against this offensive tackle who just checked into the game.
And here comes Tuitt. He was close. He was closing in, man.
My man J.J. Prince is over there like, I don't know. I got an exam.
I think the tackle turned him over to the guard. You take it.
All of a sudden they said, Prince, where are you? Here we go. We're going against one of the best defensive linemen in the country.
Oh, he's terrific.
Go block 7.
How about that interception he had last week up in Michigan for the touchdown? It showed some athletic ability on that diving catch.
Yeah.
So here comes another field goal opportunity for Paul Griggs. This one's from 47 yards out. Coach said he had a strong leg. Let's see how accurate it's going to be here tonight. Curls that one beautifully. And he's got it. How about that? Hits the 47-yarder.
Got to win special teams. Got to win defense. Play smart on offense.
His career long. And Purdue and Hazel lead by 10. You're watching ESPN Saturday Night Football on ABC.
Saturday Night Football presented by Windows. Brought to you by Liberty Mutual Insurance. Responsibility. What's your policy? And UPS. Let UPS put the power of logistics to work for you.
Well, this beautiful Purdue bell tower was built in 1995. It was based on the old tower that graced the campus since the 1890s. 160 feet tall, the new one contains the bells from the original tower here at Purdue. A lot of building going on in this campus. George Atkinson is back deep after the Purdue field goal. Fielded at the 10-yard line. Atkinson brings that one out to the 31-yard line. Well, a reminder, Monday Night Football, and the Steelers are hoping that something good can happen against those Bengals. Bengals lost a tough one to the Chicago Bears. That's Monday at 8:25. Irish fans, you remember Tyler Eifert. A chance to see him in a Bengal uniform Monday night. He had 5 catches against the Bears, and folks, he's going to be a good one. Down the road, you're going to see him in a Pro Bowl.
No doubt. No doubt. And the Bengals had that lead on the road at Chicago, just couldn't hold on to it.
Now here is Tommy Reese and the Irish, who are looking for something to happen here. Carlisle sprinting behind the left side and nothing doing. You know, we've got to give some credit here, Herbie, to the defensive coordinator, Greg Hudson. And yes, Greg Hudson is a former player for Lou Holtz and the Fighting Irish. And there he is on the sideline. You go back to the late 80s when I was around Coach Hudson, and then he went down to Florida State. He was a dandy.
Yeah, he's also at East Carolina, did a really good job there as a defensive coordinator. He's excited to be back in the Midwest in the Big Ten roots.
Second down and 8. Quick toss by Reese now to Jones. They get him going. But they are left with a third down and looking at swarming Hudson defense
that
right
ball
now.
Looked like it almost came out. Remember, Jones had that shoulder injury from a week ago, and that ball looked like it came out the way Greg Hudson's defense right now flying to the football. Notre Dame's had the football 3 possessions coming into this possession here. 2 3-and-outs and 3 punts.
Yeah, they're only 1 of 4 because of those punts you mentioned, Herbie, on third down. And here they are looking at another one. Reese needs 4, and he's got it. Good strike to the outside for the first down that time.
And brought pressure. And on third down and short, soft coverage, Tommy Reese going to his main man, T.J. Jones. And Jones does a nice job there. And he knows that the corner, Frankie Williams, is going to lower the boom on him. But he had soft enough coverage, made it pretty easy that time for Tommy Reese. It's a big drive, I think, for Notre Dame and for Reese to try to reestablish some confidence.
Now Cam McDaniel will try it at running back. He's the 4th running back the Irish have used here tonight. Oh, baby. That had pick 6 written all over it. And Ricardo Allen is not a corner you want to mess with.
Well, he has played a lot of football. They brought Anthony Brown right there on the blitz. McDaniel tries to pick him up, but really, the story is Ricardo Allen sitting on this route. He sat on it. He started to go to the out before the receiver, Chris Brown, went out. Right now, Purdue is not respecting anything downfield at all from this Notre Dame offense.
And now Folston, the other freshman running back, has checked in. And here's Daniels. Just a little short of that first down as we go to Chris Cotter in this. Thank you. And here it is 10-0 Purdue. George O'Leary has done a terrific job down at Central Florida. And Carlisle banging for the first down. Will Lucas with the stop for Purdue. Let's check in with Heather.
Brent, as you can tell by all the players rotating in at the running back position, Coach Kelly very frustrated. He was frustrated last week. That continues. I've seen Coach Kelly yell at his top 2, George Atkinson and Amir Carlisle. Both of them had the drops. Amir dropped one, and he came off the field, and Coach yelled, if you can't catch the ball, we've got plenty of players that can play. And you can see Coach Kelly trying to find that running back that can get it done tonight.
Yeah, Heather, and there were the 5 who've been in there tonight. Atkinson now and overthrew T.J. Jones that time. And again, that secondary of Purdue, they had a shot at that one.
Oh, they did. And again, they are blitzing a lot against Notre Dame's front. And it's not necessarily blitzing and playing man. They're blitzing and playing a lot of zone behind it and not trying to leave themselves isolated the entire time in this game because of the respect they have for some of the receivers from Notre Dame, but they're still getting pressure by getting either with 4 or bringing a 5th.
There's Carlisle into the backfield alongside Reese, and he'll take the handoff and they'll try to sweep left. And he's out to the 39 with the safety Richards from Lake Mary, Florida, making the stop.
I think you and I are seeing the same thing. A dominant defensive front from Purdue that's physical, athletic, using their hands. The linebackers have kind of been maligned coming into this game. They're playing downhill and playing fast. And I think a real strength also is the group on the back end. They are filling those holes in a hurry against the run game.
And here's another 3rd down facing the Irish. Quick throw incomplete.
This is a good job of recognizing the blitz right here by Lucas, and it's going to call for a quick side adjust, but watch how quickly the safety this time closes in on it and lowers the boom to separate Carlisle. Another running back not able to hold on to the ball.
Going on 4th down from the 39-yard line. Fires, incomplete. Purdue takes over. A stop on 4th down. An emotional lift for an underdog. An underdog that leads by 10 points. Joe Gilliam doing the job defensively.
Great job by Gilliam, knowing exactly where the 1st down marker was. He sat on the route and separated Nicholas from the football.
Time now for the Aflac trivia question, Herbie. Aflac. What Notre Dame head coach has the most losses to Purdue?
Okay.
Dawkins, the running back.
I've got it, I think.
Emery going to throw that swing pass to Dawkins. Incomplete, and they need a running back to hang on to the swing passes here if they're going to throw them. You know, it looks so easy when you watch the fellas on Sunday move out of the backfield and catch that ball so gracefully, but it is a tough skill for youngsters to learn sometimes.
It is, and I think that's an area that they're pretty confident that even though Dalen is a true freshman, they've been really impressed with those, catching the ball, picking up blitzes. We know he can run the football, but they've been really impressed with that aspect of his game.
2nd down and 10. Emery sprinting. Receiver makes a diving effort that time. Was Dawkins, and they've given it to him. Now they wave it off. Now the line judge came down and waved it off. And not for just a second. But I thought he had dropped it, but I thought for just a second the official thought he caught it. Well, there's no question about that one.
Nice job by the crew working together down there.
Absolutely.
One official thought that maybe he couldn't quite see the view because it hit the ground real quick. Work together and make the right call. But I like that they moved Rob Henry away from the pressure. Again, a lot of window dressing. Window dressing is different formations, different motions, that jet motion. They're getting the linebackers and safeties, defensive ends to just slow down just for a second, and then they move Rob Henry off of play action to the outside.
On 3rd down and 10 now. Time. Firing it underneath. And Hunt dancing. And he's well short of the 1st down. So this will bring punter Cody Webster onto the field. And good defensive series that time by the Irish.
Well, we've seen Akeem Hunt get loose, and this time they just leveraged the football better, meaning they've got a lot of different defenders. You can see he's dancing left, right, left, right. There's nowhere to go but a lot of white jerseys and a good job of gang tackling Akeem Hunt.
So Webster will punt, and T.J. Jones will be back deep for the Irish.
missing a guy here. We have to use a timeout.
And now a timeout has been called, and the special teams.
That's Marcus Freeman,
coach,
former Ohio State linebacker who coaches linebackers here. He's fired.
He is fired up.
Coach's kid about we wish we could dress him.
No, the defensive coordinator said he was his best player. You
can see some of that energy.
Well, tomorrow night on ESPN, one of the great rivalries in sports continues. The Yankees and the Red Sox. And how about the Yankees trying to keep their wild card hopes alive? Tomorrow night at 8 Eastern on ESPN. There are your wild card standings right now. Oakland is sort of moved ahead of Texas in the West, but the Yankees not out of it.
What a great race with a wild card. Jumping over real quick to the National League. How do the Reds take 3 or 4 from the Cardinals? They sweep the Dodgers, and then they lose 2 or 3 to the Cubs, and they can't beat the Brewers. I mean, can you explain that to me?
Baseball. 162 games.
I know.
4th down and 6. TJ Jones standing back deep. Just a little bit lower. He's going to take a hop. Big hop. And Purdue downs it at the 16-yard line. We'll take a break. Cue the duck. All right, Herbie.
I'm gonna guess Jerry Faust, just as a guess.
Wrong. Era. How about that? Now,
wow.
Era lost only 17 games in 11 years, and 5 of them were to Purdue.
That's incredible.
Good friend of mine.
I know.
All right.
He appreciated it.
And I just want to get his picture on here. It's one of the all-time greats, okay?
I would have never guessed that.
Tommy Reese with that swing pass to the outside, and Amir Carlisle. You know, as we take a look at this quarterback comparison here tonight, who would have thought, huh?
No. I mean, and right now, I think the thing that's got to be frustrating Brian Kelly is when he left Ann Arbor, even though Tommy Reese made a few mistakes, a couple interceptions, he played pretty well against Michigan's defense. It was Notre Dame's defense where they went back to the drawing board, and Reese is off to a slow start, and this offense is off to a slow start tonight.
2nd down and 7 for the Irish. Play action. Has time. Going to go downfield. Got it. Chris Brown on the sideline is out of bounds, and the Irish hit with their biggest play of the night.
Well, this is a really nice job here of getting a couple receivers into the same zone, and it put the defensive back, Taylor Richards, in a tough position. He didn't know if he should stay with Nicholas to the middle of the field, or should he get to the outside to Chris Brown, and because he hesitated, there was a lot of room to the outside, which is exactly where Tommy Reese put the football to Brown.
A 40-yard gain puts the ball on the Purdue 40-yard line. And almost taken away. Wow, what a great play by Antoine Lewis almost as he moves in on Cam McDaniel and almost wrestled it away from him.
Well, they brought a lot of pressure. What an incredible job by this secondary of reading these short throws. Second time we've seen a Purdue defensive back almost jump in front of one of those quick throws. Earlier it was Ricardo Allen. This time it's Antoine Lewis. And a heck of a job there by McDaniel to wrestle that ball back.
You're right. 2nd down and 13. Out to the right, and you know, Amir Carlisle is quite a story, Herbie. His father works for Purdue. That's right. He is the director of sports performance here in West Lafayette. I'm sure he's got a lot of mixed emotions tonight as he watches this game.
That's tough.
Huh?
Got to quietly be pulling there for number 3 in white, right?
No question. It's 3rd down and 7. Tommy Reese with his best drive of the night by far.
Greg Hudson going crazy trying to adjust the defense's coverage, trying to get their attention. TJ Jones is who I circled. Got to make a play here.
Going to fire deep and away, and a penalty flag. Penalty flag is thrown as the receiver was attempting to come back. That was Corey Robinson, David Robinson's son, the all-time NBA player. He was trying to work his way back to that ball from the end zone.
Defense, number 24, 15 yards, automatic, first down.
So Frankie Williams incurs the penalty.
Yeah, the sophomore out of Tampa. Once where he struggled is when Robinson tried to adjust back to the ball. He just held on to it. I mean, and if he didn't do that, he's probably not going to get back to the football. So Notre Dame catches a break and they keep this drive alive. David Robinson, I saw him before the game downstairs on the sidelines.
There is the Admiral.
Got a good view down there.
Atkinson, running back, swinging over to the left. Got it blocked, and he is down to the 17-yard line.
Well, that's a better job of executing against this defense. It's been getting penetration. Watch him up front. This time, he actually peels back and picks up a nice block. Good job by Chris Watt that time to come back, pick up that block, and that's one of the first times we've seen a Notre Dame running back have a little bit of a crease on a stretch play.
McDaniel, as Coach Kelly continues to shuttle running backs here with a 2nd and 6. Pounds in, and he's stopped short of that first down. Going to need about 3 yards here coming up on 3rd down.
You go back to that big pass play that Notre Dame had. I think it's affected the battle at the line of scrimmage a little bit, where you're starting to see Notre Dame get a little bit more of a push, where they were getting dominated early in the game by this Purdue defensive front.
And McDaniel pounds for the first down. So he's the strong inside runner. The junior, he's about 210 pounds. They pick up a first on 3rd down.
And a good job, Chris Watt. I talked about him earlier. The left guard's going to come around and pick up a nice block here on the linebacker. Just enough of a push there on Will Lucas. And a good job. Again, let's give some credit to the guys up front from Notre Dame. Brian Kelly's got to be pleased with the way they performed here on this drive.
Over to the right is McDaniel. Got a couple of blocks, and he's across the 5-yard line as he's brought down by Richards.
Cam McDaniel is out of Texas. And I said last week, he reminds me of a running back from Texas. He's got a toughness about him. Very different attributes compared to George Atkinson and Amir Carlisle. He runs with authority, lowers his shoulder, and can get you some of the tough yards. And in this area right now, that's very important for Notre Dame.
They leave him right there on the field. Second down. McDaniel's helmet comes off. Play is stopped immediately. When a running back like that loses his helmet, the whistle sounds immediately.
He got popped pretty good there. There's a lot of hitting going on in this game, and we're under a minute. Notre Dame has 2 timeouts remaining. At this point, Brian Kelly very comfortable with the experience of Tommy Rees. Well, he's got some blood coming down the right side of his neck there. That's a big hit by
Notre
Purdue.
Dame. Number 33, the ball carrier's helmet came off. Therefore, by taking the timeout,
he can't come
33
back.
is allowed to remain in the game.
But Joe Gilliam filled the hole there.
You know, I guess the question I have, Herbie, help me out on this rule. It looked to me like the defensive player hit him up in that area. And take a look at this, folks. I'm going to ask Herbie a question. Now, watch the impact here. Watch. No, I guess not. I was going to say if it had been knocked off by the defensive player, right, he could have stayed on the field anyway. But having looked at that replay, I think it came off.
Yeah, I think it did too.
You did have to burn the timeout. They're trying to make the adjustment.
Yeah,
for the running back over there on the sideline.
You and I were just talking about how he brings a presence to the run game. And offensive linemen, they like to block for guys like that because they know if they do their jobs, he's going to be right there and he's going to pound it into that offensive line and give him as many yards as he can. You know, you look at 52 seconds. Notre Dame uses their timeout here. This is a big drive. It's a big drive for Notre Dame to go in at halftime, potentially trying to get a touchdown and get it to 10-7.
Now stay tuned for the Capital One halftime report. John Saunders and Jesse Palmer will come in. It's been a busy, busy day. In Alabama, the big story, fell behind by 2 touchdowns, then hung on to beat the Aggies of Texas A&M 49-42. So here's the 10th play of this drive for Notre Dame, the 40-yard pass completion to Chris Brown, the big play. Plenty of time. Fade to the corner. Is it picked off? Incomplete. He was out of bounds. Daniels went down at the goal line, and Ricardo Allen was left alone. Take a shot at this now. Watch Ricardo's foot. Left foot's out of bounds.
Yeah, out of bounds, and that's a timing route where the quarterback Reese is just throwing it to a spot. The problem is the receiver Daniels just slipped. He went down. So when he put the ball in the air, he didn't have any chance because the receiver lost his footing.
So here's your all-everything kicker, Kyle Brunza. This is a 20-yarder. Well, he gets 3 back for the Irish. Inside of a minute in the first half, and Notre Dame without a touchdown. Coverage provided by Goodyear tonight. Everything Goodyear has learned making tires that go the distance inspires what they roll into yours. Goodyear, more driven. With Kirk Herbstreit and Heather Cox, I'm Brett Musburger. Kirk, we're getting more of a football game than we expected when we first heard that we were headed into.
Yeah, no doubt. And Purdue took the opening kickoff and went down and put points on the board, so Notre Dame will get the ball to start the second half. So that's why it was so important to get points. But this is a great atmosphere in here, and Notre Dame's thinking about how can we get back in this football game. Still a long way to go, as we know, in the second half.
DJ Knopf back deep. Brunza with the ball on the tee. Here's Knopf. About 3 yards deep. He's going to come out. 20, 25, breaks loose. And he is out near that 30-yard line with a fine return here for the Boilermakers. And the drive chart will tell you the story.
Yeah, and they came out really just out of the gate with a 12-play, 75-yard drive to put 7 points up on the board. And from that point on, a little bit of a mixed bag. And with that decent return, wonder how much emphasis they'll put on here. Probably just work the clock here and try to get out of here with a 10-3 lead. Be surprised if they attack Notre Dame.
Hakeem Hunt in as the running back. Follows the right side of the line, and just what you said, Herbie.
Yeah,
Grace making the stop.
Got to be pretty content with a 10-3 lead, and everything that Darrell Hazel mapped out and hoped for in the first half, he's got to be very pleased with the results and the way his team was able to go out and execute his game plan.
Very successful at Kent State.
He'll recruit very well here.
You bet.
If he gets people to come to this campus and sit down with him, he's a class act.
This is a terrific school.
Yeah.
And that'll do it. And a big ovation, especially from the students here at Purdue. And let's go down with the young coach, with Heather.
Coach, an impressive first half. What has been the key defensively to literally shutting down the Irish offense?
Our guys are battling. They're getting some penetration. They're doing a good job recognizing some formations and some tendencies out of formations. We just got to keep battling.
You talk about keep battling, so how do you keep that momentum, keep that energy into the second half?
You know, I told our team all week long that we're going to be like this all game long. It doesn't matter, no highs, no lows, and then we're going to try to find a way to win it in the fourth quarter.
Coach, thank you.
Right,
Brent?
Jim Tressel could not have said it any better.
Standing ovation.
10-3, Purdue leads it into the first half here at West Lafayette. Stay tuned now after these messages with the Capital One halftime report coming your way. Welcome back to ESPN